A good old-fashioned season sweep.
Yeah, it's a season sweep, but can you be nice to me today? Because I'm dealing with the Guy Lafleur stuff going on. Can you just be nice?
Yeah, I can be nice to you. It's actually really not that hard to be nice to you these days.
Thank you. Wait, why is it easier to be nice to me?
Don't question it. You want me to be nice to you? Let's take that very seriously. I'll be nice to you. You're in mourning. I'll be nice to you.
No, no, I want to know. What do you mean it's easy to be nice to me?
It's just become a lot easier because I look at you the way I look at Buffalo.
Buffalo?
Yeah, just in the sense that you're not really going anywhere, and every time you take a step forward is two steps back, and it just seems that no matter what decision you make, it's gonna bite you in the ass in the long run. You're like a buffalo type. You're like a buffalo. That's not very nice, is it?
No, no, it was not.
Low quality fans, my high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. This is one of those weird circumstances where it feels better to have not lost than it actually does to have won. Does that make sense? I feel like for a lot of us, the vibe here is had we lost, oh, just irate, pissed, angry, livid even. But not losing, great. Winning, cool, good. We should have won that game. We should have won that game. It got a little scary, third period. We turtled a little bit. We'll talk about it. I just complimented the team on continuing to play even with a lead. And we did not do that for a large portion of the third. And that's, I guess, a little scary, but we're going to talk about a couple excuses for that because you know I love my excuses. But the Habs are 1-9-0 in their last 10. 8 regulation losses in a row. This would be their 9th. That Marty St. Louis boost, man, that went away. I'm not sure what happened, whatever buff he came in on, whatever spell he put on the team to start, and they were winning some games. And yeah, their schedule was a bit easier at the time, but that is completely collapsed. And I'll remind you why. Because it's a bad hockey team. It is. Your best guys are too young to make a tangible difference down the stretch of a season yet. Is that an insult? No. You're rebuilding. And some of the moves that you've made this past year because you went to the finals weren't all about rebuilding. I don't think they torpedoed themselves, but there was definitely some stuff where you sat there and go, you're not a contender. Everyone and their brother knew going into, by the way, this is a 4-game sweep of them this season. Everyone and their brother knew that going into the season, the Habs were not actually a threat. Not only would they not sniff top 3 in the division, they weren't even going to come close to a wild card. You could have bet anything on it and been confident about it all year. There's not even a moment in this season other than that little stretch with the new coach where you went, oh, maybe they deserve better. Maybe their coaching was that bad, which it was. Maybe they had that bad injury luck, which they did. Doesn't matter. Even with a fully healthy squad, even with Carey Price. Did they win more games with Carey Price? Sure. Even with Carey Price, that team sucks. That's a bad hockey team. And for 40 minutes, we were just smoking them. Just smoking them. Rolling them and smoking them. We took our foot off the gas. Took the skate up. Like it happens. It happens. Having won this game, like I just mentioned, it's a sweep of them on the season. That always feels good. I had a couple people talk to me the past couple days about, do you really, or maybe it was earlier today, I can't remember anything. Do you really think that we could sweep the Habs in a season series in rivalry games? Because in rivalry games, throw out how good the teams are, the competition ramps up, it almost evens the playing field. And I said, yes, I think we can and I think we should, but they're right. Sometimes weird things happen. Didn't happen this time. Good for us. Montembeault is going to start for them. He has a 4.65 goals allowed average over his last 6 games, so I was real confident there. And the only other thing that a lot of people had thoughts on is Guy Lafleur was celebrated before this game. The pregame celebratory video was very nice, went a couple minutes there. And then there was an ovation for him. And the ovation felt like literally 15 minutes straight of cheering. Not everyone had gotten to their seats yet, so the building didn't look full, but it was loud. It was just exciting. It was beautiful. And I know a lot of you feel like, holy shit, that took way too long. But think about it this way. This guy is a legend among legends. Now, he's a little before my time, as you may have guessed. And if you didn't guess that, fuck you. But he's a legend among legends. When we celebrate somebody like that in our building, such as Bobby Orr, I want a standing ovation that's going to take 15 to 20 minutes. I don't care about the other fan base. I don't give a shit about the national squad watching the game, waiting for the game to start. I don't care. I want us to scream and holler for as long as humanly possible, which the only reason it stopped is because the announcer came back over, then they set up a moment of silence, and then there was some more cheering, and there was a couple other things that happened, but the announcer had to move things along. I, personally, would rather a Bruins team do that when a legend passes on. So I am not going to criticize it at all. In fact, I thought it was really cool. Yeah, took forever, but really cool. Just what an awesome display of respect, of fanhood, showing what he meant to that terrible organization that has a toilet seat for a logo. But good for them. You just gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Swayman's gonna get the start for us. Pasta and Lindholm are back out of the lineup. Cassidy revealed to us that was always the plan. Pasta, Lindholm, neither were 100% healthy. He wanted to try them out for a game in the more competitive game. Let him ride, and then said, no, we're not doing back-to-back. Traveling to Canada, that's a whole lot of mess. We're not going to do it. I get it, and we still won the game, so who gives a crap? Also, I'm not really trying to catch Tampa at this point. I kind of like this one wild card spot. We might get the Canes, who are now down 2 goalies. I'm still nervous about that. We might get the Rangers, who I think we can play really well. I'm pretty good with being the first wild card. McLaughlin is going to slot back into the 4th right wing spot, and Nosek is going to get bumped up to that 2nd line right wing. Grizz is going to take over for Lindholm on the top pair. Riley gets slotted in next to Carlo. That's pretty standard. We expected that with those changes because we've already seen it a bunch. This game starts, and we are the better team. Just immediately. It's not even close. We're the better team right out of the gates. There is a lot of fuel. The second line, Hall looked very motivated. Howler looked motivated. Marchand looked like an absolute animal. And McAvoy was looking to hit everybody who would stand still for a moment. This team wanted this win in a game where I really expected us to kind of come in, chest puffed out, and just be like, whatever, we're the Bruins. We're going to get this. No, they fought for this one early on. 6:23 into the period. Clifton is going to draw a tripping call. Power play. I'm just going to move over here in case the meme is too big so you guys can see it. Because guess what? We don't score. Shortly after that, about 9:05 left in the period, Forbort and Anderson are going to throw some bombs with the gloves on. They're not going to shed them. They're just going to kind of smack at each other. They're going to go 4v4 because those two are going to go for offsetting roughing calls. The 4v4 opens up the ice a bit for the Canadians, which was not an advantage for them, but it helped them get some mojo going, and they got snuffed out right away again. Like, we were really dominant this period. We just weren't beating Montembeault yet. We knew it was going to take a little while because you know how we like to pepper goalies and make them look good, but we do finally crack them. Finally. 5 minutes left of the period, and Marchand fights through a pretty blatant Petrie hook to get the puck into the back half of the offensive zone. He gets taken down, pops right back up, strips the puck back away, flings it into the slot. DeBrusk is there, shot blocked, and the lucky recipient of a puck and an open net is Bergeron, who just gets to tap it right in. He is now 4th on all-time goals scored for the franchise. Cannot wait to retire his number. I wish we could do it while he was still a Boston Bruin. We're going to have to wait a couple more years. Yes, we are. But we're going to go up 1-0, 5 minutes in. And a couple minutes later, Howla has a contested breakaway and has a stick slashed out of his hands. I didn't like this call. What I didn't like even more about it, because look, I get why the call was made. I could see the way things went, how it was called. They make mistakes, right? He then points to the dot. That's a penalty shot. No, it fucking ain't, but they award a penalty shot. If that's a penalty shot, Marchand deserves like 3 penalty shots a game. That guy gets sexually harassed going down the ice when he's on a contested break, and he very rarely draws a penalty shot. They give Haula one here, and Haula pulls a Marchand. Overskates it. Just goes right by it. Difference, he doesn't touch it. So he's allowed to turn back and grab the puck. Now at this point, the entire audience is laughing at him. They're chuckling. And I gotta be honest, put me in that situation, I'm probably feeling a little sheepish, a little blushy. I'm not feeling great about my odds on scoring this. He just walks down center lane and flings this glove side past Montembeault 2-0. Just like that. Oh, you're gonna laugh at me? How about you suck on this goal? How about that? How about that? 2-0. Period will end 2-0, but not without a little bit of bullshit that decides to happen. Bergeron takes a wallop in the neutral zone. I thought the hit was kind of late, but broadcasting crew felt like it was a good legal hit. I don't know. It felt weird that this was continued through, but Petrie lays him out. Marchand loses it, tackles the guy, just going at him. He's on the ice turtling. It's not a good situation because I don't know when Marchand did it, and he shouldn't have continued. Now, Petrie didn't get hurt or anything like that. He just tackles the guy. But so he's going to get 2, right? We have about a minute left in the period. As the siren goes, Freddie, to end the period, Freddie smacks around Petrie again, gets all in his face, starts going at him. So he gets called 2 for roughing. Whether you think this was a well-deserved call or not, why the fuck did he do it? It just didn't make sense. Like, I don't understand the thought process here. So we're going to start the third period, 5-on-3 for 52 seconds, and then a minute and 8 of another penalty to kill. Second period starts. We managed to kill the 5-on-3, but with 9 seconds left of the 5-on-4, Petrie, bottom of the right circle, flings it into the slot. It bounces around. Anderson's the lucky guy. He gets it on the stick, gets to walk around the whole group in front of him. Swayman is down because he was scrambling for the puck, and he gets to flip it right over Swayman. 9 seconds left. Special teams, man. The penalty kill has not been great lately. That's a goal against. It's 2-1. You feel a little nervous because it's early. It's within 2 minutes of the second period. Don't blow this. And Haula's going to make sure we don't. It's a 2-on-1. It's just some good defensive play that pushes the puck up. Haula and Nosek. Nosek goes for the shot, it looks like to me. Puck gets deflected, goes to Haula right on his stick, and he just flings it, wraps it right around Montembeault. 3-1. And that's a massive response goal shortly after they put one up to keep a 2-goal lead, to give Swayman a little breathing room because Swayman has been good as of late, but you kind of still wanted to stay away from that, hey, you have to make a bunch of big saves now for the rest of the game, you know? 5:17 in, and Evans with an embellishment that's actually called. It's sold all day. He pokes the puck away from Haula on the blue line. Haula is looking for the puck, does get in his way. It's a pretty weak interference call, but then Evans just throws himself over him, and they call embellishment on him too. So we're going to go to 4v4. That's very, very well deserved. 30 seconds in, Grizz trips Anderson though. So it's 4v3 for a minute 30. That's a tough kill, and we do kill it. 11:27 left. Hall, injury. He takes an awkward hit into the boards, goes down on one knee. You're not sure what to think here. He would stop play, right? The refs see him go down. They stop play. He goes back to the bench. Commercial break. He misses a shift, I think, but I think he literally only misses one. I think he comes back into the game pretty quickly, but he does play the rest of the game, so eyes on that to see if anything's going to come out from it. 3:48 left in the period. Marchand high sticks Anderson and tries to bait him into a retaliatory penalty. And it works. I'm not sure how this happened, because all of a sudden we came back from commercial break. It was 4-on-4. And I have no clue what happened. I was going to go on a whole rant about how these tussles, for some reason, have just not been going our way, where it's constantly like, hey, it's 4v4 if it should just be them in the box, but if it should just be, or if it shouldn't just be us in the box, it's always just us in the box. You know what I'm saying? The 4v4s have not been going our way. It's just this past couple weeks, it feels like whenever they get a chance to put our guy in the box and offset one, they do it, and they very rarely do it to the other team. Again, bias, right? That's probably where that's coming from, but it really feels that way. Can't do the rant now because they did it. They did 4v4 when it really shouldn't have been 4v4, so there goes that whole segment. As the 4v4 is about to expire, we win a face-off in the offensive zone. Bergeron wins it back to McAvoy, and McAvoy is just going to whip this blocker side on Montembeault. This is probably one he should have had, but he doesn't. As a 4-1 lead, felt like this was over. Third period, going into it. Come on. You have a 3-goal lead against arguably the worst team in the league right now. Just finish it off. 3:10 in. McLaughlin clears it over the glass. That's not great. 3 seconds of the penalty kill. Face-off win from the left circle. Pass across over to Hoffman. And Hoffman just absolutely blasts this from the right circle. Buries it high glove 4-2. Maybe you want Swayman to have this one. Maybe you do. I kind of did. 4 minutes later, we're kind of collapsing here. Carlo goes down behind the net during a line change. It's off the left side of the net. He's coming in to collect the puck. I thought he was just going to shove it around the boards, but he didn't. He kind of pinned it there, and 2 Montreal players come in right on him. And the puck kind of pinned. And from the line change, everyone starts pouring down, including Howla. They all get in on this scrum. Habs still win it and just shove it up to Suzuki, who's alone in the slot, and beats Swayman. It's 4-3, just like that. I don't know why 3 guys committed to that tussle rather than hold the house. That was a really strange decision to me. I don't know why Carlo didn't punch it around the boards. I don't know how he lost the puck battle. All of that together, though, not good. It's 4-3, and there's still 12 and a half minutes left to play? Against the worst team in the league? This is what I mean by losing this game would have felt way worse, especially when you consider we were up by 3 goals. Would have felt way worse than actually winning it. Felt good. Goalie pull with 2:30 remaining. Bergeron's going to get the empty netter, though. 5-3. We're all sorts of happy, right? Who cares? This game, back-to-back, travel to Montreal. I expected us to be lackadaisical. We weren't. We potentially got out of there without injuries. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Hall, I don't know what's going on with him. But there's not a lot of game notes. We were the better team throughout. We took their foot off the gas in the third. The biggest game note is Freddie, who did lose shifts after that stupid penalty at the end of the first. He does get full minutes in the third, as far as I could tell. But it's another really dumb penalty. Soft or not, there was no reason to even go at him after the period's over. Just a really dumb play. You really got to wonder, how's Bruce going to respond to that? He needs to make sure that stuff can cost you games in the playoffs. It really can. I mean, I don't want to get too harsh on Freddie. He's been a lot better lately, but this is exactly why he got sat a week and a half ago, something like that. You got to learn your lessons, and you got to learn them faster than you learn them, because that was just real dumb. But other than that, I feel really good. We got a couple games remaining. We got a really packed schedule right before the playoffs start, so I hope they rest some guys rather than try to chase. Tampa has a 3-point lead on us, I think. I don't even know if it's worth it. We got 3 games remaining, right? Something like that. Yeah, 3 games remaining. I don't really know if it's worth it to try to chase down that lead and exhaust our guys. Give guys breaks. Lose a couple games. Just don't fall into that second wild card. I'm good. All right, guys, that does it for me. Like, comment, subscribe. We got a day off. And then we get the Florida Panthers, who just got shellacked 8-4, I think. 7 o'clock Tuesday night. This is huge. This is a huge game. If we play our full team, it's a very big measuring stick kind of game. They lost their first game in, I think, 14 games or something like that. They either won 12 or 13 in a row, I think. Just a great team. A great team. They have 15 regulation losses all season. It's a measuring stick game for us if we play them fully healthy. So we'll see what we get out of that. Go Bees!